All right, welcome to this tutorial. So in this tutorial, I have multiple files here, and I would like to extract the information from the files. So I have a PDF file first here. This is an invoice, and I also have a driver license, and I want to extract information, but this is more of a photo. And I also have a video that I want to extract information from. And we need to use AI for this, definitely. And in this tutorial, I will be using this service. It's called extract.monster, and it allows us to basically extract structured JSON from documents, audios, videos, and most other other file types as well. So let's get started with this main.py. All right, so the very first thing I will need to do is I will go to extract.monster, I will go to docs, and then I will go to Python SDK, and in here I will install extract.monster. So I will come here, I will open my terminal, and in my setup, I just want to create a virtual environment. This way, I separate dependencies between my different projects. You don't need to do this. It's just something I want to do for myself. So I will just do Python vf .env, and it will create a virtual environment, and then I will now activate it. All right. So now I can start following the structure here. So the very first thing is pip install extract.monster. This will install the latest version of extract.monster in my project. The next step is to import. So this quick start guide is very simple to start with. So I will just do this, and then I will copy over the rest as well. So the very first line is basically just instantiating extract.monster. And I need to get an API key, and we will do this in a second. And then the second step is basically I can just call client.extract file, and then I pass the file path. And that's it. I can just print out the result right away. So I will come here, I will log in, and I will just quickly sign up. So give me a second. All right, so I have created my account, and now I will click create a new token. And here I will just give it a name. It really doesn't matter what name I give to the token. This is for me, so I will call it local test. And I will create the token, and here is the token. So I will copy it, and then I will come back, and here I will enter the token. Now, the next thing I need to do is to set the right path here. So in my case, the file is living under a files, so it will be /files/ let's start with the invoice first. So it will be invoice example.pdf. And then this will be basically just printing out the result, which will be in JSON format. And because this is in JSON format, just for the sake of the tutorial, I can just make it simpler to read. So I will do json.dumps, and I will just put an indent of 2. I will also need to import JSON. It's not really necessary, but if I want to view it in a better way here in the terminal, I will need to do this step. Okay, so let's run the script with Python main.py and wait for the results. So this can take a few seconds because it calls some AI models that will take some time to analyze the PDF file and extract information from it. But it shouldn't take more than a minute. And here we go. So here I can see the information of the invoice. It said that the document, let me open the invoice just so we can compare the results. So it says document type is an invoice number is this number, which is basically here. Perfect. Invoice date, 28th of September, so this is also correct. The due date is, where is the due date? It's in here, so it's the 28th of October. And basically it extracted everything that is in this page, including the list of the items I can see here. So the office chairs, desk lamps, printer paper, and so on, which is just awesome. And this is good, but in a lot of real life applications, you don't want it to just create a JSON, because, like, invoices can be formed differently. So you might not be interested in a JSON that just follows the style, or like the style of the invoice that you receive, but you want to standardize it. So the output is always following a specific way. So for that reason, I will come back to extract.monster. Let me close this up and go to docs and get back again to the Python SDK. Extract.monster supports schemas. So I can copy a schema. Let me copy the schema. In my case, I will come to main.py, and just before I call client.extract file, I will put the schema in here. And in the schema, I can define exactly what I want to get. So basically, this example actually matches exactly our invoice here. So invoice number, I want it to be a string, and you also define what is this field should be filled with. So in this case, the invoice number field should be filled with the invoice number. The total should be filled with the total amount, and it will be of a type number, and the date will be a string, and it will be the invoice date. For the sake of the example, I will also add one more. So I will say due date, and this will be of type string as well, and I will give it this description of the due date of the invoice. And let me clear the terminal up again, and then I will need to do one more thing before I call, which is to pass the schema here. So schema equals schema, which is basically this variable in here. Let me save and call again. And let me give it a few seconds. Perfect. So as you can see here, the response from extract.monster was exactly following the schema that I have provided, extracting exactly what I wanted from the invoice document. And for the sake of the example, let's say I want the date to be in another format. So here in this description, I can also specify more information. Like, let's say in the format of day/month/year, which means day as 2 digits, month as two digits, year as 2 digits. And I will say the same for the other due date or the other date format. I will call again in the same terminal here without clearing it, just so we can compare the two different responses. And as you can see here, it started to follow now the format that I want. And you can definitely say, like, you can have more complicated descriptions here. Like, you might want to say the first part of the invoice number instead of like everything, or I don't know. You might want this total to be with 2-digit numbers, for example. So, or 2 decimal places. Sorry. So you can specify whatever you want with the schema, and this is just amazing. Now let's take the schema out and let's start trying to extract information not from the invoice, but more from the let's say the driver license, for example. And definitely I can use schemas here as well, but just for the sake of just getting everything possible. So basically what the API will do, it will try to extract as much information as possible into a JSON object from this file. So let me just replace invoice example with driver license sample.png. Save the file. I will clear the terminal and just call. Oh, didn't remove the schema, sorry. Let's remove that. Save again, clear python main.py. And now let's see how it will extract the information for this driver license. Okay, so you can see here the content type is a document type is driver license, issuing information, country Australia, New South Wales, and then you have OCR text. So basically it got all of the different text that is found here, and under extracted data, you will see like license number, surname, given name, basically the address, date of birth, and it is all perfect, to be honest. Which is very nice. It even like identified the different visual elements in here. So it said there is a photo on the right side. So this is the cool part about using Extract Monster API, is that you can just extract whatever you want, whatever you need for your purpose. If there is a logo, so if just for the sake of an example, if you have a contract and you want Extract Monster to only look if there is a signature somewhere, or if there is a stamp somewhere in a big document file or photo or whatever, you can just define what you want, what you wanted to get, and it will do exactly what you tell it to do, especially using the schemas idea in here. To wrap up the tutorial with something fancy, I have this video which has someone speaking in multiple languages, and I want to see how Extract Monster is going to interfere here. So this person is speaking in Spanish, is speaking in Russian, Arabic, French, multiple languages, and she says a sentence.
français. Le français, c'est la deuxième langue que j'ai apprise.
A sentence for each.
يعني بالجزائر تعلمت نهضر بالعربي.
She also uses, what I noticed, she also uses some dialects as well. So let's see how Extract Monster is going to deal with this. So I will just replace the file with multilingual, which is the file name over here, video.mp4. While I run this, and it will take a few seconds, I can also show you that under file types, you can see all of the different file types that Extract Monster supports. So you can also provide an audio file of a call or a voice note, voice message, whatever, video in all of those different formats, images, documents, text. You can also do text extraction. So it's really up to you. You can provide a CSV file and you say, I want to get, I don't know, just the total field from this CSV file. So let's get back here and give it a second. Definitely the videos will take a little bit longer than the other files, but let's see. So here it actually have got, let's start from from scratch. It actually got the transcription, so the start time, end time, and the language and the text of what the person have said. And I know you see this like this, but in reality, this is actually Russian text then. And you can see here for English, it's clear. For Spanish, it's the Spanish text. And English again, and lastly, and then she spoke Chinese. And this is just my terminal here, not able to interpret those characters. But this is actually Chinese text. So if this was like written into a file, then you would have seen it. And you can also see here it returned visuals of like the setting. A woman stands in front of a swimming pool in a well-lit. Oh, actually, I didn't even notice the swimming pool. Oh, yeah, that's right. Possibly outdoor or semi-outdoor settings with the plants. Okay, that's very interesting. The speaker, a woman with long curly brown hair, wearing an orange bottom-up t-shirt and necklaces. Okay, but very detailed. I love this. and the timeline of the events that happened in the video, and it's talking about what they say. And oh, this is actually very interesting. It even identified the dialect. So it said here Arabic Algerian dialect. So that's very fancy. This is it. This is the whole thing. If you have any questions, please write them down in the comments, and I will be happy to answer them. And yeah, I hope it helps. Thank you so much.